Are you good? Are you good? Are you good? Hey, are you good? Are you good? Are you good? Hey, are you good? 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 Hey. Hi, beautiful people. It is your girl, Zama Naomi, the one and only, and I'm back with another word of the day. Hi, beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm doing good. The Lord has been testing me a little bit today, but you know what? I'm passing. I am passing. Do you see what I mean by I'm being tested? I am passing the tests, faithfully trying my best to pass the tests, okay? But yeah, otherwise, I'm here regardless of the tests. I'm here, which means I'm doing a good job in the sight of the Lord right now, because I am dying to myself and doing what He is calling me to do, despite the obstacles. It's fine. We don't need to get into the details. But yeah, guys, how are you? How are you feeling? How's your week been? It's Thursday for me, at least. I don't know what day you guys will be seeing this video, whatever day it is. But for us that are seeing it on the day, on the 20th of February, 2025, it is a Thursday. But I hope you're doing amazing, man. I hope you're feeling good regardless. And I hope you spoke to the Lord about whatever's on your heart. But let's get right into the word. So guys, today's beautiful word of the day is, well, it's not a beautiful word. It's a bit of a, but the word of the day today is greed, G-R-E-E-D. When we think of greed, most of the time we think of financial greed. We think of greed with money, like this person's greedy with money and stuff like that. And I just want to tell you that greed comes in different ways. It's not just financial greed. Like you can be greedy in terms of like your possessions. You can be greedy in a lot of other ways as well. In Luke 12 verse 15, the Lord says, "And He said to them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of the things he possesses." Exactly. Our life does not consist in the things which we possess. When we are constantly after the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, instead of being grateful for where we are in life and thanking the Lord for the things that He has already blessed us with, that is where the enemy is able to take room, and we fall short to greed. And we're human. I'm sure we probably have all fallen short to the spirit of greed. I mean, it's normal, it's human nature to want more and to want to be in another position in life. But we have to understand that God sustains us. God is faithful in everything, and He gives us every single thing that we need. And so we need to be grateful, and we need to be content in the things that the Lord does for us, around us, and in our lives. Greed is like such an evil spirit because it's selfish. When you're greedy, you don't care about other people. You're constantly concerned about your own gain. What do I get from this? What do I get from this partnership? What do I get? You know, you're constantly always worried about yourself. And that is not the spirit of Christ. The spirit of Christ tells us that we are to be kind to our neighbors. We are supposed to help each other. We're supposed to be selfless and think about other people more than we actually think about ourselves. That is literally the spirit of God, and we know that we're supposed to be imitators of Christ. So in that manner, we should think about other people's needs before our needs, because we know that our needs are already taken care of by our living God, literally. And so when you are suffering from the spirit of greed, make sure you can, even if you don't know that you're suffering from the spirit of greed, ask the Lord, pray to Him and ask Him, God, if I'm struggling with the spirit of greed and I'm constantly worried about my own selfish gain, please reveal it to me and help me cleanse that part of my life, purify me in that area. I don't want to be greedy. I want to be selfless. I want to be a giving person. I don't want to always be chasing after the next thing. I want to be content and grateful of the position that I'm in life. You want to be grateful. This goes back to actually the word of the day that I spoke about the other day, a few days ago, gratitude. When you have gratitude, you're not constantly after the next thing. Like you can be, when you have gratitude, you are content in where you have been placed, Where the Lord has placed you, you're content. And you know that everything that you need, the Lord will bring it when the time is right, you see. But when you're greedy, you're constantly overworking yourself. You're constantly after the next thing. You're constantly hungry for the next best thing. You're hungry for a title. You're hungry for possessions. You're hungry for all these things. And the Lord literally tells you, beware of that, because the spirit of greed is not a spirit of the Lord. And when the enemy is able to make you greedy, he is able to make you selfish. And when you're selfish, you don't think about anybody else but yourself, and you're constantly after your own gain. In Proverbs 23 verse 4, it says, do not overwork to be rich because of your own understanding. Cease. Contentment is a beautiful posture in the sight of the Lord. Be content. Don't overwork yourself because you're constantly chasing riches. Like we can speak about, like I said, greed is not only about riches, but we can speak about riches in this situation, because a lot of the time we always want money. We want money, and we're like, oh God, if I could just have this amount of money in my bank account, I will be so content. I'll be so happy, like blah, blah, blah. And the Lord knows that that's not the truth. That's not the truth. It is literally not the truth. And so if the Lord decides to give you that, that would be him feeding your idol. When you become greedy, you start to make things your God. And what is the definition of making other things your God? That is idolization. So when you are idolizing things, you put those things in the place of God. Where God should be, you place those things in that position where the Lord should be in your life. And so that is the last thing the Lord wants you to do. So don't be greedy, don't be after selfish gain. Don't be always after having this title and be envious of other people, because greed literally leads to the spirit of jealousy, the spirit of envy. Greed literally does not just come alone as greed. Like we've spoken about this, the unclean spirit. When one unclean spirit is in a man and then it returns with 7 other spirits more worse than itself. So when you invite the spirit of greed is not going to be coming alone. It's going to be coming with the spirit of jealousy, the spirit of envy, the spirit of selfishness. It's going to be coming with all these other spirits, and that is literally the last thing that you want for yourself. In Proverbs 27 verse 20, hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. And that is true. Hell and destruction are literally never full. So if you cannot be content and satisfied with the things that the Lord has placed in your life, then you will understand that you are most likely to fall into that category of never being satisfied and falling and wanting to fall victim to hell and destruction, simply because you do not want to be satisfied with the things that the Lord has already blessed you with. When you can be grateful for the little, guys, God can bless you with more. True gratitude is really, really important. In 1 Timothy 6 verse 10, it says, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Like I said, I'm going to say it again, greed does not only come in the form of money, but I'm going to speak about it when it comes to money, because money, makes the world go round, right? It's just the most understandable way that you can. But I want you to also seek the Lord and ask him to help you understand the term greed outside of just financial greed, because we can be greedy in so many different ways. We can be greedy for titles, certain titles in a workspace. We can be greedy for so many other things. So I want you to ask the Lord to speak to you, and he truly, truly will. But yes, so the love of money is the root of all evil. I have truly worked around people who are greedy. I can see the spirit of greed in them. When I look at them in conversation, I can just see the spirit of greed. And I've learned a lot of the time when people have this thing of saying, when people say something about you that is not true, it's usually a reflection of the truth that they know about themselves. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to go into details because now is not the time actually. But yeah, so just be very mindful of that. Be very, very mindful of your love of money, because love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. It's not to say that the Lord is saying that we shouldn't be rich and we shouldn't be wealthy, and that the Lord doesn't want his Christians to be wealthy and stuff. That is not what the Lord is saying at all. Of course he wants that for us, because when we can give It is more blessed to give than to receive. So when the Lord gives us, we are able to give and to give and to give. We're able to employ people. We're able to give to the needy. We're able to just, do a bunch of things for the glory of his kingdom, add to his ministry, sow into his ministry financially and all those other things. But your love for money, you must be very careful not to love money, because greed truly is something. Greed can literally ruin your entire life. Ask him to reveal to you if you have any greed in your heart. Ask him to show you, like, Lord, am I greedy? Is there any greed in my heart? Like, what type of greed am I struggling with, if I'm struggling with it? Or the people in my life, like, how can I pray against these people in my life? Like, how can I help them not be so greedy? And the Lord will truly, truly, truly speak. Proverbs 27 verse 20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. Whenever you find yourself in a position feeling unsatisfied with what the Lord has given you, remind yourself that hell and destruction are never full. So I need to be content and I need to be satisfied with what the Lord is giving me. Remind yourself that all the time. Remind yourself that contentment is a beautiful place to be. Contentment is beautiful. You want to be content in the things that God has blessed you with. Be content. Be content and be grateful for the things that God has. There's always going to be somebody who has more than you. There's always going to be somebody doing better than you. It's like that is literally the cycle of life, guys. But we all have different struggles. Be content with where the Lord has placed you, because there's a time and a season for everything under the sun, and God has a plan for you as well. But you need to be content with where you are, so that when you move up to the next season, you're not chasing after the next season without realizing, oh no, I've actually already moved up from this season. You get it? You get it? You get it? You got it? Good. Okay, good. But yeah, guys, that is the beautiful word of the day today. I hope this word blessed you and touched you. And I really do pray that you really ask the Lord to reveal to you where and if there is greed in your heart, and that he can start to break down those walls, and that you guys can work on this journey together. I love you so much, and I care about you, and I'm praying for each and every single one of you. I don't know you guys by name, but when you comment and you mention that you need prayer, I'm definitely calling your name out in prayer. And I just thank you guys that you also keep me in your prayers as well. I'm really grateful to have a family like you. And yeah, stay blessed, stay beautiful. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I'll see you tomorrow for another word of the day. Hey, word of the day. Another word of the day. Another word of the day. Nice. Solid. Bye, guys.